Hi everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I am just standing here in the middle of a field trying to get some privacy. We're just waiting for our car to be done. We came here to get an oil change. We are in Tampa Bay right now and it's such a beautiful day. It feels like 22 degrees actually. I packed the kids' swim stuff. I think we're probably gonna go check out St. Pete's Beach after this. St. Peterborough Beach. I've never been there, but I heard it's beautiful. I heard that the water is blue. We're actually gonna head home soon as we're wrapping up on our mission here. But I just wanted to enjoy the weather a little bit longer and take the kids to the beach for one last time before we head home to Canada, to the cold weather, to the windy atmosphere. My husband's dreading it. He's been like, I want to stay here for a longer, stay until the sun rises in Canada and gives warmth to the land. But, you know, I keep telling him that our light is much needed back home and it's calling me. Frequency-wise, it's calling me back home. So that's where we'll be headed early next week. We're gonna start our descent back to Canada. Start our drive back home, where we'll stay for the next 2 months or so prior to heading to Asia, because Asia is calling him. It's calling him in frequency. He's been online every day checking out YouTube, social media, looking at Asia, looking at where to move to in Asia, and he is very much so anchored into the three-dimensional frequency right now, not believing that the ascension is about to hit this unsuspecting collective of a humanity, and making plans in this three-dimensional frequency in case the ascension doesn't happen. He's gonna have a rude awakening, as will the rest of the collective, when they awaken to find out that we are shifting in consciousness into a higher, brighter future of a unity consciousness. And in the direction that we're heading towards, Gaia will pull each and every single fractal soul of hers into a transition. And this transition is going to happen. You might be doubtful of it, but there's no escaping it. There's no reality field within this reality field that can escape it. No matter how hard the elites try to escape it, try to escape God's plan, try to escape God's choice to retract all of its consciousness back home into a collective of one, they can't run away from it as much as we can run away from our destiny as light workers. And as you see, as you begin to awaken, each and every one of you will awaken to your destiny and will be pulled into the directional frequency of your fate. Of your ultimate fate, of all fates, that will transition you into the light working, mission seeking soul that you descended down and dropped down into Gaia's frequency to discover, to envelop, to become. And as I sit here in the middle of the field, there's lots of people around me. I can see around 20 people around me. It's quite distracting, but I thought I would hop on quickly to make a video as the ascension is nearing, and this energy that I carry, this message that I project, is very much needed within a three-dimensional frequency. And as you see the months pass by leading up to the solar flash in September, the darkness will rise. The darkness will amp up its aptitude in the way that it has been projecting the false light into a reality field where the true light will anchor down, has anchored down in a way that has been unfathomable before. And as each and every one of you begin to awaken to your mission, you will lean towards this true light, but you will also get lost in this false light until you come to the realization of the lessons to be learned on your way towards the projected frequency of the upwards atmosphere of the true light that you will be drawn to, that you will magnetically be drawn to. So no matter what you do, no matter what you go through, no matter what type of turmoil you're witnessing in this world, in this moment in time, no matter what darkness you feel into, just know that you were never made to be living in this darkness. You were always meant to awaken from this darkness. But prior to awakening, prior to ascending into the 5-dimensional frequency, your destiny is to shift through this darkness, through and through, to feel into this darkness, through and through, to live through this darkness, through and through. And as we hold hands as a collective, to suffer through this darkness, as the darkness will rise. The darkness will indefinitely rise for all of a collective to see, for all of a collective to feel into, to shift into, to tap into. But at the end of the day, ultimately grow into the brightest light that you can ever fathom to be true within this quantum verse. As Yeshua had anchored down this light 2,000 years ago into our frequency field, and that light is still projected upon the land of the Israeli lands, of his homeland, of our homeland, in which the Euphrates River sits and has sat since the beginning of time, since a time of Adam and Eve, where this river fed off of the streams and rivers of the world that ran down into the streams and rivers of the world and fed into the motherhood, the necessity, the vitamins and nutrients of all that it is, of all that Gaia is, to uplift the humanity into its livelihood, to uplift the humanity into life, into death, into cycles of reincarnation cycles that never ever ends. And as you begin to come to the realization that this river has gone dry, that this river has began to dry up for the first time in humanity, in a humanity's ascension. And as the last droplets begin to dry up during the solar flash in September, we will be inching closer and closer to the ascension, to the biblical tales of impossibilities that can ever happen within a quantum realm, within a layer of frequency of the 3-dimensional frequency of possibilities, of sudden possibilities that will pull an entire collective towards an awakening moment that is so deep, that is so grand, that is so diverse in all that it is. And as you shift through the darkness here upon Mother Gaia's core and upon Mother Gaia's surface, you will begin to awaken to all of that. And as the Euphrates River begins to dry, as the veins of Mother Gaia begins to shrivel and dry up, to retract, its consciousness, its way of feeding itself within the 3-dimensional frequency, a God's light so bright will anchor down into our frequency, to run through this river once more, to pile through this river once more, to shift through this river once more. And as this river begins to turn bright red into blood, into the blood of Yeshua, that is when you know that Yeshua is here, that Yeshua has descended into this frequency, and that Yeshua is ready, and that Yeshua has downloaded and encompassed all of this frequency needed for him to retract our entire consciousness back into the 5-dimensional frequency of wholeness, of unity consciousness, of dissension within 2,000 years of deception, of dissension within 2,000 years of the reigning of a soul so great, of the soul of Lucifer. And as Yeshua descends down, the river of the Euphrates will run blood red and feed off of all the canals and channels of the world and wash the oceans into the brightest blood you shall ever be able to encompass and perceive to be real and true, and perceive to be the blood of Yeshua. And this download that I received a while ago, I'm finally sharing with you. And as the solar flash projects into our reality field, September of 2025, within months from this recording of this video, as we're sitting still near the end of January, you will start to see almost all of the biblical prophecies coming true into an ending of a new beginning, of a new world of unification that we can ever dream of, that we can ever fathom, that we can ever lean into, that we can ever become as a whole of a unity of one.